So, but, good for them. And, man, the Devils are just fucked.
The Devils are just like, what is going on? It's over. Is it over? Are we?
I think so. 3 goals on Rotor in the first 8 minutes of the game last night.
Oh my, yeah, that's not good.
I mean, they battled back down 4-0, but I mean, 8 straight losses. Now they're 4 out. They're sitting in 10th. They're only 2 up on Buffalo in 11th now. I think they're done.
I mean, if you're a fan of the Devils, you're almost rooting for them to just lose out and get a pick. However, I don't think that's going to happen. They're better than that. But they're
definitely better than Florida.
No shit, yeah. But yesterday we talked a bit about streaks and teams that are doing what. Here are the last 8 games. I won't read off all the scores, but the Devils have lost 8 straight. They've been beaten by Ottawa Senators, Tampa Bay Lightning, Florida Panthers, New York Islanders, Bruins, Leafs, Sabres. Basically every team in the East has beaten them.
Yeah.
It's not like they played, the Pittsburgh Penguins, 6 of the last 8 games. They're getting beat by fucking everyone.
And if I remember from yesterday, which is tough, I believe the remaining schedule is also predominantly against teams above them.
Yeah.
Because I know
which by the way is almost most teams at this point.
Yeah, but I know like their last 5, it's like the Rangers twice, I think, Pittsburgh, maybe the Islanders. I can't remember, this whole 24 hours ago. But point is, they don't have the easiest schedule going forward. They're already getting beat. And I don't know. I just don't see this. I don't see the rest of this year going well for the New Jersey Devils.
Well, they're having a huge problem scoring goals in the absence of Kovalchuk.
Yeah.
16 goals in the last 8 games, so they're only getting 2 a night. It's not enough to win the NHL.
They're tied for the lowest goal total in the East, and they're only 2 up on the lowest goal total in the entire league.
And they're not getting killed in these games. Like, they're not embarrassing themselves. No. They're actually giving up just under 3 goals a game. It's like 2.9 along this 8-game losing streak.
Yeah.
So they're losing 3-2, 3-2. 2-1, 3-2. Like, they're in the games, but they just don't have those pieces to put you over that hump.
They don't have heart. They don't have grit.
They don't have intangibles.
Kill all of you. But I mean, we talked about this yesterday. You look at their scoring leaders without Kovalchuk. I mean, Clarkson's their leading goal scorer with 13, and he hasn't scored in like a month. Okay. I know he has, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. All right, let's talk about Volchenkov's elbow on Brad Marchand. Okay. Initial thoughts, Justin Bourne.
My initial thoughts. Well, these plays, if you're on the Devils, it's a set play. Sorry, the Bruins. It's a set play. You win it back to the defenseman. He gains the red line and wraps the puck around to Marchand, who's going to pick it up on the close wall. Mm-hmm. The other team knows this is happening too. That's just a well-executed way to have your guy to be the first person to touch the puck in the zone.
Of course.
So Volchenkov sees the wrap coming and knows he has to get to Marchand. Marchand is going to stop the puck. He has a place to lay a hit. Marchand goes to the puck and sees Volchenkov coming to hit him, and I know you and I disagree on this a little bit here, but I think he sees Volchenkov coming to hit him and is pulling out of getting hit hard.
Okay.
I think had he accelerated through and taken the hit, it's not so bad. I think that he is sort of pulling up and away. Volchenkov sees he's going to miss him, and I think he extends just to make sure he gets a piece and doesn't look like a fool crashing into the glass, and sort of lands the glancing blow on the side of Marchand's head, which was very illegal and should be suspended.
All right, Jake.
I agree with all the things you said there, and I know it's a phone hearing today, so it's less than 5.
Yep.
I'm not convinced it should be, purely because I went back and took a look at the hit that Volchenkov was suspended for 3 games in 2011, to hit to the head on Zach Boychuk of the Carolina Hurricanes. In that play, it's open ice, but the play is they're both skating by each other, and Volchenkov brings his elbow up right to the face of Boychuk and clips him in the face. Boychuk came back, returned to the game, and he only got 3 games. Marchand did not return and is questionable for tonight. So I know it's outside of that 18-month statute of limitations as it applies to labeling him a repeat offender. But as we saw with Corey Perry, the NHL still takes into account previous suspensions in their punishment. And considering both of these plays were very, very similar in terms of elbows high to the head, I mean, I don't think he meant to totally drill Marchand in the face as he did. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's 2 plays, elbows up at the face. I don't see you can look at those plays side by side and not see the similarities and the intent. Yeah. And I think just that alone, he should be getting 4.
Yeah. Noon?
All right. I'll try to break this down as efficiently as I can here. Was it a bad play? Was his intent to put an elbow up to the head? Yes, he should get suspended for that. Specific to your point, Justin, it is a set play. He's coming around. Where we differ is I think he's continuing, and you see this all the time in the NHLs, and if the puck's wrapped around the boards, the winger wants to get there, and what they'll do is they'll turn and flatten their body up against the boards just to kind of close the gap between the puck and the board so it doesn't get through them, and that's what it appears that he's doing. Now, Volchenkov comes up with the elbow, and I think you said it best, glancing blow. Now, assuming, does anybody know where Marchand is at, aside from return?
Yeah, he's in trouble. He's hurt. They said
I don't know if it's concussed, but he's out. He's questionable tonight. But he's questionable tonight.
Yeah, I think what I saw is he didn't skate today. No morning skate. He's not going to play. So.
Okay, so that would lead me to it's a genuine injury, and what I would have said, and
Marchand embellishment.
It's Marchand, right? Like, and just as much as we can,
the boy who cried wolf factor.
Yeah, as much as we can take into account somebody's previous transgressions on being the aggressor, I think you can also look at somebody who does make a living out of goading plays.
But you can throw that out the window now that he's not going to play tonight.
And like he didn't return to the game. Whenever Marchand embellishes,
that's my point. What I'm saying is I would have leaned on that, but I can't now. You know what I'm saying? But I think it is Marchand, and that's what kind of concerned me before knowing this information.
Fair enough.
So at the end of the day, should he be suspended? Yes. The intent is there. You are correct in the sense that I think he did kind of just want to get a piece of him, but you don't get a piece of somebody's head when they're moving away. You try to get their shoulder, you try to get their arm.
I think the real question here is, should there be an NHL rule that you're allowed to hit Brad Marchand in the head?
Yes. The answer is yes.
Yeah, sure. But
green light.
In all seriousness, though, to the larger point, and I know I've ranted about this many times on this show, the fact that he hit him in the head, and the fact that he went high with his elbow, I think that alone, and I know it won't, and I know this is not in the rule book, and it's not, or even if it's in the rule book, it's not something that's very harshly...
Rule 48 states that it's an illegal check to the head if the intent of the target is the head. So that would lead me to believe that this is.
Let me rephrase. It's in the rule book, but it's not as if strictly enforced as I'd like it to. Mm-hmm. Hit to the head, elbow to the head. I don't care what the intent is, what the result is. A hit to the head, I think, should be an automatic 3-game, and then you can add accordingly.
Well, I think this is a 3-game suspension.
Yeah. Jake, you and I are on the same party bus, and we're heading to Logic Town.
Yeah,
no, seriously.
If you want to take this shit seriously, you got to start.
And we've brought this up on the podcast before, where I think I've said it too. Is you have to penalize every shot to the head, intentional or unintentional.
Yes, agreed.
Because that's the only way.
Like high sticks, right? You're in control of.
That's the only way players are going to have to really start thinking twice about going for the head. Because if they know no matter what happens, no matter how tall, how short, whatever the play, if you got to stay away from the head, that's going to take it out of the game quicker than trying to add caveats to rules and extensions to discretion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Make it as black and white as possible. You touch the head, you get 3 games, and then you can look for intent or fines.
I completely agree. I think if you want to start taking this head safety, player safety, and concussion stance seriously, and not fucking brain temperature, then you have to... it's the only way it's going to have any traction of getting it solved.
Yeah. Mandatory 3 games and bubble wrap for all.